Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 68. idaṁ paramaṁ guhyaṁ mad-bhakteṣv abhidhāsyati bhaktiṁ mayi parāṁ kṛtvā evaiṣyaty asaṁśayaḥ. This verse declares that this knowledge should necessarily be taught to the eligible person, and one who teaches thus will attain the treasure in the spiritual world, that is Krishna. Let's learn the word by word meaning of the sloka. Idaṁ, said earlier, paramaṁ guhyaṁ, highest secret, mad-bhakteṣv, to my devotees, yah, he who, abhidhāsyati, meaning explains not just the verse, the text, but also the deeper meaning of that verse. Mayi, to me, parāṁ bhaktiṁ, supreme bhakti, kṛtvā, practicing, evaiṣyaty, will reach me alone, surely, asaṁśayaḥ, there is no doubt. Translation: for one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. One may think, if a person is already a devotee, why we have to teach them? It is important to teach to devotees because not always all devotees has a clear understanding of what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Those devotees would have even memorized Bhagavad Gita slokas, but they may not know the deeper meaning of what has been said in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, it is important one who knows the deeper meaning of Bhagavad Gita teaches the devotees with explanations and proper examples to strengthen their bhakti and understanding. Next question would be, well, if we are going to just teach Bhagavad Gita to the devotees, what about other people? It is important to teach Bhagavad Gita to others as well. Those who are innocent, those who are inclined to hear, and certainly those who are not envious of Krishna. Krishna wants every living entity to join him in the spiritual world, but hardly anyone turns towards him with pure bhakti. Even if someone is interested to learn more about Krishna, there is not many in the world who can teach them about Krishna in a way it goes deeper into their heart. So what Krishna is saying is, if anyone who's interested to share this knowledge with the text and proper meaning of the text, must look for those who are interested in Krishna consciousness and impart them this message with proper explanation and examples where it stays in their heart and impact them spiritually. Such messengers who shares and teaches this Gita will attain the supreme bhakti, and through that bhakti they will surely attain me. There is no doubt in that. This is Krishna's promise in this sloka. There are so many people who are pious and interested to learn about spirituality, but they don't have opportunity to hear or study. Also, they don't have that idea they are not the body, they are Atma. Unfortunately, this education is not being provided in the schools. The more that one only does academic study, the more that they start thinking they are the body. Hardly anyone teaches that Atma never dies, it is the body which dies. There are many who are interested in spirituality, but they have no clear and proper understanding of God. They assume me, Krishna, in so many different wrong ways. They are also confused with the means to attain me. Some say, just do your duty, that will give you liberation. Some says, just renounce everything, you will gain moksha. Some say, we are already liberated. If you realize that everything around you is just illusion, you are that one and only truth. Some say, attaining Swarga is moksha. So many such ideas. Hardly people understand. It is bhakti which takes one closer to moksha. It is through bhakti that one can attain Krishna. Some get confused with karma yoga and bhakti yoga. Many does not have a proper understanding of what sharanagati is. Some feel that after surrendering, one can do whatever and be however they want. Some doesn't have an idea that Guru is not an optional one in spirituality. It is a must. Some think that having bhakti towards Krishna is sufficient enough. Guru is just a formality to have one. Some think that Krishna is good enough. We don't need to go through his concert. A person who teaches the right thing to these people with proper explanation, who teaches the secret matter and shows them the right path to attain me by bringing them into right track with proper knowledge, I consider they did a great service unto me. For this reason, I bestow them the supreme bhakti through which they will grow further and attain me. So teaching Bhagavad Gita to others will also play a role of a seed for the tree of Bhakti Yoga. Wherever we get an opportunity, we must spread the message of Krishna, of course to the right candidate. So Krishna guarantees that one imparts this knowledge to others will surely attain him. But let's be very clear here. It is not that just by giving this knowledge, just by giving classes on Bhagavad Gita, one will attain him. If someone thinks so, it is a wrong idea. Then everyone can just start giving classes and attain Krishna. So let's understand what Krishna is trying to say here. The secret message is hidden between the sloka. That is in the word parāṁ bhaktiṁ. When one imparts this knowledge to others, Krishna will bestow them with supreme bhakti, through which they will be able to attain Krishna. Let's understand this very clearly. Not simply by giving classes one will attain moksha. By giving classes or imparting this knowledge to others, Krishna will bestow that person with bhakti. And through that bhakti, that person attains Krishna. So ultimately, it is through bhakti one attains Krishna, not simply by giving classes one attains Krishna. So by sharing this message to others, we attract Krishna's mercy in the form of bhakti. And through that bhakti, we can attain Krishna. But for us to share this knowledge with others, we should have studied Bhagavad Gita under proper teacher and base our teachings to others on what we have learned from them. Otherwise, there are so many people who speak and give classes on Bhagavad Gita. Not all those are going to attain Krishna because they simply speak Bhagavad Gita based on their own mental speculation, or because they are scholar in Sanskrit, or because they are very good speakers. All of them are excluded from this list. Only those who have learnt Bhagavad Gita from a devotee of Krishna will be properly able to explain Bhagavad Gita as it is. Krishna gives them the bhakti with the understanding that because this person is instructing or sharing my instructions in Bhagavad Gita with others, he must be having a clear understanding of my position, his position, and the Prakriti, the material nature. he will surely know that I am the mean and goal to achieve. He must know that I am the sweetest one to be enjoyed. Therefore, he must be detached from other worldly attractions and be attached to me as a person, not even interested in impersonal Brahman. Therefore, he comes to the level of bhakti, which is done for the sake of bhakti alone. This is called Swayam Prayojana Bhakti. That is, I am doing bhakti for the sake of doing bhakti, not for any other needs, not to become one with God, not to attain heavenly planet, not to attain just self-realization or bliss of Atma, and of course not for any material gains in this world. He is an instructor, upadeshta. Therefore, he does bhakti with proper understanding, and through that bhakti he attains mukti. It is not just simply he be an instructor and performs nothing. Such person will not attain me. One must practice what he preaches. Same applies to Vishnu Sahasranamam as well. People think that just by chanting Vishnu Sahasranama one will attain moksha. It is not just by chanting Vishnu Sahasranama, but it is by chanting Vishnu Sahasranama it will lead one to perform bhakti, and that bhakti by which the Lord is pleased will give mukti. So chanting will push one towards bhakti, and when that bhakti increases, matures, which then will give us the lotus feet of Krishna. In the Sloka, Krishna says, mad-bhakteṣv, that is, to those who have bhakti towards me. This one word nullifies all that is discussed in the previous verse. Devotees of Krishna will not be failing to perform austerities, nor will they lack interest in performing devotional service or hearing about me. Certainly they are not envious of me. They will be pure in mind. So Krishna has mentioned in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 classes of people who surrender unto him. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukruto arjuna artho jignashur artharthi jnani cha bharatarshapha. The distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute. These are suitable people to be taught. They all are devotees because they come to me alone, not to anyone else. In Vishnu Purana, it says, who is a bhakta? Na chalati nija varna dharmatoyah samamati atma suhrit vipaksha pakshe na harati na chahanti kinchit uchchaihi titamanasam tvam avihi Vishnu bhaktam. One who does not move away from his dharma, varnashrama dharma. He who follows the varnashrama dharma without neglecting even little, as told in the Shastras, he is equally disposed towards himself, his friends and enemies. He does not steal from anyone. He does not hurt anyone. He does not kill any being. Such a person who has a steady mind and pure mind is Vishnu Bhakta. We can see that clearly that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita can be taught to everyone and anyone. It is not specific to one caste or one nation, but certainly who can practice what and how must be guided through a guru. Krishna has a high trust on those who instructs Bhagavad Gita to others. He keeps them in a higher position. Therefore, those who teach Bhagavad Gita must be very careful not to break that trust Krishna has on them, not to displease Krishna, not to disappoint Krishna in any ways. Evaiṣyaty eva, such a person will not aspire for anything except me. Therefore, he attains me alone. In other words, Krishna conveys here the idea that he, Krishna, will not generate desire for petty things in the mind of one who expounds Gita Shastra to deserving persons. Question is, when does this person attain Krishna? In this very lifetime or after all the prarabdha karma is done? The answer is in the sloka, parāṁ bhaktiṁ kṛtvā maṁ evaiṣyaty eva. He attains the supreme bhakti and attains me in this very life. Because for such a devotee there is no doubt in me. Therefore he will attain me. Asaṁśayaḥ, there need be no doubt about this. Krishna stated first to whom this should not be taught in the previous sloka, and then over here he tells to whom this knowledge to be taught. The idea conveyed is that teaching to those who should not be taught is greater sin than failing to teach the deserved ones. In other words, even if you fail to teach this to deserved candidates, but for sure do not teach to the undeserved ones. So to get Krishna's mercy real fast, one way is to share the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to deserving people. There are many deserving people all over the world. Wherever we are, wherever we travel, we try to share this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita with others. Of all the spiritual leaders, Abhaya Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada taken this as a great mission as instructed by his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur to preach the message of Bhagavad Gita to the world. In 1965, at the age of 69, Srila Prabhupada travelled to New York City, boarded a cargo ship. He suffered 2 heart attacks during his travel. He only had $7 in Indian rupees, and his translations of sacred Sanskrit texts. Srila Prabhupada began to share the timeless wisdom of Krishna consciousness. His message resonated with many young people, some of whom came forward to become serious students of Srila Prabhupada. With the help of these students, Srila Prabhupada rented a small storefront on New York's Lower East Side to use as a temple. In 1966, he officially registered his organization in the state of New York, formally founding the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In 11 years, Srila Prabhupada circled the globe 14 times on lecture tours, bringing the teachings of Lord Krishna to thousands of people on all the continents. Men and women from all backgrounds and walks of life came forward to accept his message. And with their help, Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON centers and projects throughout the world. Srila Prabhupada's most significant contribution, perhaps, are his books. He authored over 70 volumes of books which are highly respected by scholars for their authority and depth. His writings have been translated into 76 languages. Bhagavad Gita as it is one of the most prominent work he did. And his followers, following his footsteps, spreading the same message as instructed by Krishna in the sloka to the world. Srila Prabhupada has established a home for anyone and everyone to take shelter and surrender at Krishna's lotus feet, with no restrictions to gender, color, caste, nationality, etc. There is no barrier based on any of these material designations. So every one of us has responsibility to take the process of Krishna consciousness seriously and also help others to become Krishna consciousness as instructed by Krishna himself in this sloka. And such person who teaches Bhagavad Gita are considered more dear to Krishna. This Krishna himself says in the next sloka. Let's learn that in our next session. Idaṁ paramam guhyaṁ mad-bhakteṣv abhidhāsyati bhaktiṁ mayi parāṁ kṛtvā evaiṣyaty asaṁśayaḥ. Namaste. Hare Krishna.